What it do, YouTube? I'm JT Blossom, finally bringing you another video after a long drought. Today's topic is Advanced Warfare, the good and the bad. So I just want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy the gameplay, since it's probably going to be a longer video than most of my videos. Also, shout out to my boy, The Rage is Real, for putting in work on this good ass gameplay. Me and him put the team on our back, and we kicked some mad ass. So let's get into it. I'll be honest with you guys, when it comes to good news and bad news, I'm more of a bad news person first. I always want to hear the bad news because the good overlooks the bad all the time. So I'm going to go straight into it with the bad news. The worst thing about Advanced Warfare, in my opinion, without a doubt, was ranked play. Why I say this was ranked play was stupid. Let me tell you why. League play was great in Black Ops 2. As much as I hate to say it, because I hate the dick riders for Black Ops 2, League play was great. It was fantastic. It was probably the best. It is the best in the whole series, without a doubt. The bands, the weapons, the attachment setups, it was all great, and it actually felt like I was in a league. I was playing like I was competitive. Now ranked play felt the same exact way, except ranked play had variants. It let the variants be free. I didn't like that because in esports there were no variants. It was just base guns. I personally think that if variants were banned, I would have loved the ranked play, because if you went in and you didn't have the Obsidian Steed or the Insanity or the Speakeasy, let me start with the Speakeasy. Oh my god, don't even get me started on the Speakeasy. If you didn't have the Speakeasy when you were playing ranked play, then you automatically lost, because there are people who got them and got these good ass guns and their first prestige, and they just played ranked play and they're just pub stomping everybody. I mean, no matter how good you are as a player, if a gun has a fire faster rate or it just has better stats than your base gun, it's just, you're gonna get beat out. Like, you can't outplay. There's certain guns you just can't outplay. It just cannot happen. The frags and stuns, I hate, absolutely despise flinch. Flinch is the most bullshit thing in Call of Duty. Let me talk to you. Flinch is the dumbest thing. The EM1 after patch 2 was the best gun. Let me tell you why. Because it had so much flinch. It had more flinch than any other gun in the freaking game. Simple as that. Now, frags were something that could be cooked, and they could just shoot a frag at you, and it would just stun you, and you wouldn't be able to shoot. You wouldn't be able to move. You couldn't double jump. You couldn't boost away. You had to take it unless you had flak jacket, and no one ran flak jacket until the last buff for flak jacket and hardwire. Stuns were even worse. Stuns blinded you. Stuns made you absolutely dumb stupid. You did not know what to do with yourself if you got stunned. If you went prone, you were dead. If you tried to jump, you were dead. If you tried to look the right way, right or left, you couldn't move. You would have like 85% of your movement speed reduced, so you couldn't do anything. You're just a sitting duck, and I hate that. I thought it was dumb, and I definitely think that's one thing that made Advanced Warfare a bad game. Next, the nerfs and the buffs. I enjoyed some of the nerfs with the ASM1 and the BAL, but I thought most of the buffs were dumb because they weren't giving the buffs to the right guns. Like, the SN6 deserved a buff. The MP11 finally got buffed, and I'm glad it got buffed because it's good now. What's that other? The MK14 definitely needed to get buffed. The EM1 needed to get buffed again. The EPM3 needed to get buffed. And the Moors needed to get buffed. With the Lynx also needed to get buffed too. These are guns that all needed to get buffed. Some of them got buffs, like the EPM3. The EPM3 got a buff, but it wasn't a power buff. It was just a intercooler buff. It just had a few more shots before it overheated, which was cool and all, but it didn't make the gun any better. It was still useless, you know. But the nerfs on the other hand, like the ASM1 nerf, the ASM1 didn't need to get nerfed in its clip size. It just needed to get nerfed in its damage. I'm glad it got buffed in the end, because it was my favorite gun. It was my favorite SMG in the first patch. But when people started overrunning it and start using it on every game type, even game types that weren't needed, it just got annoying. And I thought that it wasn't the clip size that made it a good gun. It was the damage output. So I definitely think they should have nerfed the damage output instead of the actual clip size. Same with the bow. The bow, I'm glad they nerfed the bow. It's still good, but I'm okay with it being a good, but it should get nerfed a little more because it's still the starting gun, and other assault rifles get overlooked, like the H-Bray or the HBR-A3. That's my favorite gun. Buff it. Again, please, make it good. The last thing that I think that made Advanced Warfare a bad game, I guess, is the DLC weapons and how they came out. I don't mean the OHM and the AE4. I mean the AK, the M16, the cell cauterizer, and everything like that. I don't like what they did, how you had to get a variant to get the base gun. I thought that was dumb. If they did that, I would at least hope that, you know, season pass holders at least got the base variant, because, you know, they spent $50 to get this DLC. They might as well get these DLC weapons that are coming out. They might not get the variants exactly, but at least they get the base gun. You know, that'd be kind of cool. I thought it's kind of bummy that, you know, mostly that I became a Grandmaster Prestige, and the only way I could get supply drops was advanced supply drops was to buy them. I thought that was mad bummy. That I had to buy these supply drops to get these new guns that kept coming out every 2 weeks. I thought that was real bad. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the good and the goods. And the goods I'm gonna probably stay on for the rest of the video because they're more of my favorite part. I really, truly enjoyed the movement. That was my favorite thing about this game. I love the fast movement. And a lot of people said they hate it. They think the exos just makes the game broken. It's not like Call of Duty. But I like innovation. I like changing it up. You know, that's what a consumer needs to understand is we're moving through time. We're getting more advanced. So as we advance, the games advance. And I really thought Sledgehammer did a really good job putting exo movement into this, because I think a lot of people forgot that there's little techniques like YYing and, you know, sprint canceling. And I thought Advanced Warfare really brought this back, and I thought that was really cool. I figured out some new stuff like UAV cancels. I have timestamps where you can see my UAV cancels, my system hack cancels, my Warbird cancels. You know, these little things. You know, skip stepping. I had that in my my insanity DNA bomb video. You know, little things like that. I thought that was really cool. The DLC maps. I thought the DLC maps were beautiful for the most part. The only one I really didn't like was the snowy one that came out in the first one with the AE4. I don't like that one. I don't like that it's in the esports rotation now. I think that's stupid, but it's whatever. Variants. Let me talk about the variants. A lot of people said the variants is what ruined Advanced Warfare. I think that is dumb. And I really think you should retract that statement if you think that. Let me tell you why. Variance is what makes this game different. It's what makes this game replayable. Because I can go back to Black Ops 2 and I can play that game for, I don't know, for a solid hour and two before I'm bored. But when I play Advanced Warfare, this game's dying off, and I understand that. But when I play Advanced Warfare now, I can play it for a solid 3 or 4 hours trying to find one thing, and I don't find it. But I'm not upset that I didn't find it. I'm just like, oh, I still have time. This game's not going anywhere. I can still keep playing this game over and over again to try to find this one thing. I really want this, and I really have something to strive for. That's what I want in a Call of Duty game. That's what makes this game, in my opinion, one of the best. Because if you say this is the worst game in Call of Duty history, I'm going to call you out for that shit. Because MW3 was a lot worse than this game. This game has done a lot for us. It's put out a lot. But let me get off my high horse. That's my time. I'm JT Blossom, and I'll see you when I see you.